Liv Morgan revenge tour continued on Monday night. She defended the championship against Zelina Vega and continued her story with Dominic Mysterio, who faced his son on the show. Elsewhere, we found out the final contestants in the Money in the Bank ladder match with two high-stakes triple threat matches. So let's get underway with Monday Night Raw. And Jey Uso opened the show. Entering the arena to an adoring audience and immediately discussing Money in the Bank. He vowed to leave Toronto and coveted the briefcase, which brought out Chad Gable. The two exchanged words with the Olympian, looking to shift the attention of the White Six from himself to Uso, but it's safe to say it didn't work. After a brief exchange in which Uso got the best of Gable, the former leader of Alpha Academy found himself again having to dodge the newcomers. He escaped through the crowd, only to be haunted by the shadows of the Omnius faction. He took it off three of the stands. At the same time, Abby the Witch, aka Nikki Cross, presented Michael Cole with another video box. A great segment to kick off the show, really focusing on a potential rivalry and giving us the latest from the White Six. Great stuff. Before it's time for Xavier Woods against Karrion Kross, and after weeks of attempting to lure Xavier Woods away from his New Day tag partner, Karrion Kross battled Xavier Woods in the match, and Kross utilised his strength advantage to dominate the majority of the bout and caught Woods mid-flight. The babyface recovered and caught Kross with a roll-up win. After the match, the Final Testament beat down Woods and Kingston, leaving them lying. The match was solid enough and the post-attack was well executed, but this is still a program that's struggling to capture my attention. Kross and Co are not connecting with the universe, and as part of that I have a lot to do to kind of make this good. What is their end game? These sorts of questions need to be answered sooner rather than later, which is why for me, I'm only going to give it a 5 out of 10. Before we got Liv Morgan against Zelina Vega, and Liv Morgan narrowly escaped with her title intact thanks to an inadvertent interference from Dom. Late in the match, the heel found himself shoved to the floor by his father Ray, and Morgan defended him, taking the Hall of Fame out of a baseball slide. Vega capitalised on the distraction, delivered a 619, a tornado DDT for a near fall. Her refusal to use a steel chair introduced by Dom allowed Morgan to take advantage of the situation and deliver the Oblivion for the win. The creative played on Morgan's victory over Becky Lynch, from which she benefited for a steel chair mishap courtesy of Dom. It's a clever way to book in with more kind of repetitiveness. It also highlighted Vega as a legitimate contender, which was good for her, and put more heat on that Ray v Dom match. So yeah, this was another really good segment. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Before Seth Rollins made his way to the ring to discuss his world title match with Damian Priest, in which a loss would result in him being unable to challenge for the title again. Before he could lay out what this would mean for him, including a look inside at the man he is, Finn Balor interrupted, Damian Priest followed, and chaos ensued. The heels laid out the visionary, and despite clear dissension within the ranks, made their way to back out the close of the segment. There was a real power struggle between Priest and Balor, one that could well end with the Irishman betraying his friend and former tag partner, leading to a brand new incarnation of Judgment Day. It's difficult to foresee Priest without the group, but yeah, it could be interesting. After the weekend, before we got Zoe Stark, Dakota Kai and Ivan Earl, and Zoe Stark is heading to the match, Money in the Bank match. The action was solid and highlighted Kai and saw her dreams of advancing to the ladder match dashed as the women's tag champs attacked Kai at ringside, providing a distraction and allowed Stark to capitalise and score the win. Stark winning almost guarantees a defeat of athleticism on Saturday night, which is always welcome, but it'd be nice to see the creative team do more with a talented competitor who hasn't quite reached the level she did when she teamed with Trish Stratus a year ago. So yeah, be interesting to see how it goes, but I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. In the latest videotape featuring Unky Hardy and Bo Dallas, fans were threatened to reveal that this was the latter talking to himself the entire time. We're the ones everyone wants us to forget about. We made them notice this, Balance said when he asked if he thinks he's special, to which he responded to believe he is special, to suggest that there are those who deserve to be forgotten. There you are, Howdy said in response, realising he had exposed the real Dallas to the world. The video became grainy and warped at times as it was revealed that Dallas and Howdy are the same. We already knew that, but the manner in which it was executed was really good. Of course, it was interesting to see Dallas mentioning False Prophets. Well, he's likely meant Gallus. Could also be Dom Mysterio or even Solo to cover. It's backstory like that that makes it very intriguing. Before it's time for the two Mysterios battling it out, Rey Mysterio bested his son thanks to incessant interference from Morgan and Vega. The match, much like the Morgan one earlier in the show, played in a memorable spot between the champ and Dom. This one saw Mysterio land on top of Morgan as she hit him a few weeks back. From there, Vega took the fight to Morgan, and back inside, Ray delivered the West Coast pop for the win, leaving Morgan to implore Dom not to be mad at her. I'll make it better, she said to Dom. This works, so it should feel really interesting at Money in the Bank. It felt like the perfect time to go down that route based on what we saw at Money in the Bank. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Sami Zayn will defend the IC Championship against Bron Breakker at Money in the Bank, but he faced the toughest challenge of his reign to date. The underdog from the underground made himself face-to-face with the most unstoppable force in WWE history, after suggesting Breakker has not done his homework if he does not know Zayn and what he has accomplished. The IC Champion found himself on the receiving end of a brutal spear. As Breakker sprinted around the squared circle for another attempt, Zayn leapfrogged him and he crashed into the steel sets. The explosive heel rebounded and ended Zayn's night with a second spear before standing tall to close out the segment. This was in short, but highlighted the threat to Zayn faces in Toronto. Breakker is a force and has made fools of anyone who dares step in front of him, and will do the same to Zayn if necessary. Moving on into the final Money in the Bank qualifier, and for the moment it was announced that Sheamus, McIntyre and Dragunov would battle to fill the final spot. We knew we were in store for a physical warfare, and that's exactly what we got. The three competitors beat the life out of each other, tasting both their will to win and desire to advance to a potentially career-altering opportunity. The match progressed nicely until McIntyre dropped Dragunov to the floor, then teed off with Sheamus. Stunned by a jumping knee, he still managed to shake it out and flatten the Celtic Warrior with Claymore for the pinfall win. McIntyre now heads to Money in the Bank, where he vows to win the titch of the match. And leave as a champion. Whether he does or whether CM Punk will once again make his presence felt remains to be seen, but this was really good and obviously sets up an interesting one for the weekend. So yeah, 7 out of 10, and it was a strong episode of Raw overall, getting a 7 out of 10 from me. Continuation of the story, high stakes triple threat match and the latest stuff from the Wyatt Six, and yeah, with the pay-per-view coming up, I'm definitely very hyped. Stayed the course, told the stories, did exactly what that needs to be, and it'll be interesting to see how the Rev brand is affected after the pay-per-view next weekend. That's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.